My name is Keegan Reynolds, and I am an engineer with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Environmental and Energy Engineering Technology from Northern Illinois University. And United States Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is more intelligent and is more hardworking than I am. During the 117th Congress, United States Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, United States Representative Lauren Underwood, United States Senator Tammy Duckworth, and United States Senator Richard Durbin were all working with Republicans together on a bipartisan basis to pass the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021 is a transformative act of union that will establish the work of President Biden and Vice President Harris and the work of the 117th Congress as among the most productive and helpful in modern United States history. One of President Trump's first actions on January 20th, 2025 was rescinding 2 executive orders that President Biden had signed to implement the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law of 2021 and the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Both of those laws contain language that provides funding and resources for water infrastructure and drought relief to the states, which helps our farmers and tribal nations. The executive order for the implementation of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021 includes the implementation of the following programs enacted by the United States Congress: Aging Water Infrastructure Account, Dam Safety Program, Flood and Inundation Mapping and Forecasting, Water Modeling and Precipitation Studies, Water Smart Grants, Colorado River Drought Contingency Plan, Water Desalination Projects, Safety of Dams, Water Sanitation and Other Facilities, Watershed Management Projects, Tribal Climate Resilient Adaptation Planning, Research Supercomputing, Water Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Program Account, Critical Infrastructure Security and Resilience Research, Tribal Irrigation and Power Systems, Underground Injection Control Grants, Class 6 wells, Colorado River Endangered Species Recovery and Conservation Programs, Water Resources Development Act Data Acquisition, National Geological and Geophysical Data Preservation Program, Southwest Ecological Restoration Institute, Volunteer Fire Assistance, Cybersecurity, Probabilistic Analysis of National Threats, Hazards, and Risks, Countering Violent Extremism, Agreement with National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration for Geostationary Operations Environmental Satellite Program, Research and Development via Joint Fire Science Program Partnership with the Department of Interior, Wildfire Management Joint Fire Science Program with the Department of Agriculture, Firewood Banks, Wildfire Detection and Monitoring Equipment, First Responder Capability, Explosives Threat Assessment, develop and publish every 5 years a map depicting at-risk communities, including tribal communities, Soil Moisture and Snowpack Pilot Program, Network and System Security and Investment. The executive order for the implementation of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 includes the implementation of the following programs enacted by the United States Congress: Drought Mitigation, Domestic Water Supply Projects, Tribal Climate Resilience, Canal Improvement Projects, Native Hawaiian Climate Resilience, Climate Change Technical Assistance for Insular Areas, Emergency Drought Relief for Tribes, Tribal Climate Resilience, Fish Hatchery Operations and Maintenance, Making Permitting of Energy Infrastructure More Efficient and Effective. On January 20th, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order called Unleashing American Energy. Paragraph F, Section 2 states, quote, to safeguard the American people's freedom to choose from a variety of goods and appliances including but not limited to light bulbs, dishwashers, washing machines, gas stoves, water heaters, toilets, and shower heads, and to promote market competition and innovation within the manufacturing and appliance industries." Close quote. Paragraph A, Section 2 of President Trump's executive order called Unleashing American Energy states, quote, "All agencies shall immediately pause the disbursement of funds appropriated through the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, Public Law 117-169, or the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021, Public Law 117-58, including but not limited to funds for electric vehicle charging stations made available through the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Formula Program and the Charging and Fueling Infrastructure Discretionary Grant Program, and shall review their processes, policies, and programs for issuing grants, loans, contracts, or any other financial disbursements of such appropriated funds for consistency with the law and the policy outlined in Section 2 of this order." Close quote. On January 21, 2025, the Acting Director of the Office of Management and Budget, or OMB, put forth a memoranda that which states the following, quote, "For the purposes of implementing Section 7 of the Executive Order entitled Unleashing American Energy, funds supporting the Green New Deal refer to any appropriations for objectives that contravene the policies established in Section 2. Agency heads may disperse funds as they deem necessary after consulting with the Office of Management and Budget." Close quote. Many Americans may be interested to know that their critical water infrastructure projects may be paused in a whimsical way due to being caught up in a partisan politic aimed at denying the truth of reality. The Colorado River is running dry. The Rio Grande River is running dry. The Panama Canal is running dry. The Mississippi River is running dry. Many may feel that climate change is not real, yet many more see the clear and present danger of drought and decreasing river flows. The water cycle is inextricably linked to the atmosphere. The law of conservation of mass states that mass cannot be created nor destroyed. Where does the mass of fossil fuel go when we use fossil fuels to produce energy? Much of the mass of fossil fuels utilized in energy production are emitted into the atmosphere from the smokestacks of power plants in the form of carbon dioxide, methane, and greenhouse gases. Some of the mass is released as heat, which we capture with water to create steam to turn a turbine to generate electricity. The mass that is released into the atmosphere also has an ability to capture and hold heat, making the Earth's atmosphere, wind patterns, ocean currents, and weather patterns more tumultuous. Relative humidity, temperature, and wind speed are all affected by increases and decreases in the temperature of Earth's atmosphere and ocean. Weather patterns are difficult to predict, yet the International Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, has been consistent for over 20 years. The bulk of data suggests weather events are continuing to be more frequent, more severe, and occurring for longer periods of time. These weather patterns and events include megadroughts and droughts. Regions throughout the southwest United States and regions throughout the world are experiencing drought and water shortages. Many United Nations member states nearest to the equator of Earth are experiencing among the most rapid decline in water supplies. In 2018, South Africa faced a water scarcity emergency, and for several months the possibility of running out of water altogether. The city implemented rationing restrictions to avoid catastrophe and implemented water conservation and water efficiency improvements. Last year in May and June 2024, the cities of Bogota, Colombia, and Mexico City, Mexico, both faced a water scarcity emergency and the possibility of running out of water altogether. Both cities implemented water rationing restrictions and avoided catastrophe as well. I am certain that now is the moment for the United States of America to lead the way within the United Nations to defeat water scarcity. The war against water scarcity is truly a war that must be won by the United States of America and the United Nations. We, the peoples of planet Earth, cannot deter and defeat any of our human adversaries without the United States of America and the United Nations uniting around the common cause of water security. Water security is international peace and security. Water security upholds sovereignty and territorial integrity and helps foster good relations with the peoples of planet Earth.